We interrupt this program with a special report.
I got a message for all you folks out there in Radio Land. So sit tight and bend an ear.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Manga Monday Show. My name is the manga. Joining me is Monday
The show.
Yeah,
Yes.
Monday Show. Yeah.
Oh, I'm the Monday Show?
Yeah, because the manga and then you're the Monday Show.
Oh, okay. So you only talk about manga, and I only talk about Mondays.
And
so
shows.
And shows.
Yeah.
Also shows that only come out on Mondays.
Yeah.
So there's hours, and that's all. I don't know
I don't
any
think
other
anything
shows
comes out
coming out on
Monday.
Mondays.
Everything's either Wednesday for Disney Plus and then Fridays for like anime and whatnot.
Yeah. I now that you say, I don't really think that there's much coming out on Mondays. So yeah. which is really
Attack on
nice.
Titan and Demon Slayer came out like on Sundays. That was always fun to look forward to.
Yeah. Maybe it came out like on Monday somewhere in the world.
What was
What
was the one peak like day in an anime season where like this is always the best day of the week because this and this comes out?
It was probably Friday. Fridays when there was a time when like season 4 of My Hero Academia was coming out, and I think season 2 of Mob Psycho was as well.
Really?
Yeah.
For me, it was when I just got into Doctor Stone and Fire Force, and they were coming out on Fridays, and I was like, "This is the best day ever!" Like I just discovered 2 great animes, and they're coming out on Fridays. That was like early 2019.
Nice.
But it's such a great combination.
Yeah, there's not that much. There was also I think Nagatoro. Like, wasn't there that time where like 3 big animes like Doctor Stone season 2, Nagatoro, My Hero season 5 were coming out all at once or something?
Nagatoro came out in the fall.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember. It was a while. I know it was last year, but
Yeah.
I know October. I know everything's coming out in October, but if it falls whatever day where most of them land on, it's gonna be the best day ever. Because like I think My Hero comes out on October 1st. They announced. I don't know when that is.
We're probably gonna talk. We need to talk about like a lot of those first episodes in.
I think we'll just spend a day just talking about the first episodes, and then once that entire season ends, we'll get to be able to analyze like, everything.
My Hero, we might do a little bit more than that.
That's on a Saturday.
Yeah, just because it is such a big season for it.
But if like anything else comes out with that, like Mob Psycho, and like because Mob Psycho and My Hero come out, we're gonna have to talk about. Like,
of
whatever,
course, especially since both of us.
Unless My Hero comes out as a filler.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
Then we'll just skip it.
Yeah, especially since Mob, like you and I haven't finished Mob, so this is like new content for us.
Oh, you mean the manga?
Yeah, the manga.
I finished season 2.
No, the manga.
Yeah. So we don't got a lot. We got some news, and then we're going to talk about, obviously catch up with us first, and then news, and then we're going to talk about the Comic-Con, the
Kame-Con.
Kamehameha-Con.
That is actually a thing in Dallas, I think.
Are you serious?
The Kamehameha-Con, yeah.
It's just Dragon Ball stuff? Like
yeah, it's Dragon Ball, and all the dub voice actors go, and I think some of the sub actors get invited. Yeah, it's huge.
So cool.
Yeah,
it's
a huge
thing.
At
the Anime Expo in California, I think the band for Attack on Titan, but like the most recent one, the one who sang the Rumbling, they played like a live concert.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
You always keep saying if Mob Choir
did a concert, even though they've only made 3 songs. From this point
I'll
on,
go.
I would go. I don't care.
Do that. Just do it and repeat.
Yeah, I'd do a 20-minute concert. Heck yeah, create some new songe.
Yeah, I don't care. Like cover some other ones.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're brilliant. Keep doing it. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, they should be doing some One Punch openings.
I feel like every year they should have what do you call it? Band, what do you call it? Band festivals, music festivals.
Yeah,
I'm stupid.
I don't know. Music festivals,
yeah, just like all bands from that season of the year, the bands play their openings and whatnot.
Well, and
that
not
would be
just
like
that,
the greatest thing
Not
ever.
just that, you could have like orchestras come in and play the soundtracks for more like for more people.
That
like
is a
you,
music festival
you know?
I'll get into.
Yeah. Like music festivals for like the party goers, and then music festivals for the ones that are more into classical.
Hey, if they play Attack on Titan soundtrack, we're still gonna be like headbanging.
Yeah. I know they did a Dragon Ball one that toured around America not too long ago, and that was really cool.
I was listening to the soundtrack of the Kirby. It was like Kirby's like 30th or something anniversary.
Yeah.
It was a few years ago, way back. Like it's long ago, but it was like 2012 or something like that.
Yeah.
Where the Japanese Tokyo Orchestra Symphony something.
Brilliant.
Where they did like an orchestrational version, like a very professional version of the soundtrack from the Kirby games, and it sounds like really good.
You
They
should
do the same thing with Legend of Zelda.
They do Legend of Zelda every 5 years.
It's
So
just-
there's like a 25th anniversary,
Yeah.
a 20th, and a 30th, and it just makes you feel so nostalgic.
It makes you smile.
And
like I
every
remember,
time it gets more and more epic. Like the 30th anniversary one was just like, the way that they weaved it all in was fantastic.
I just remember listening to it. Kirby has such a happy, like, it's like a quippy game soundtrack, and then it sounds like full of life when you just hear it like that. USA, you got to step it up. You need to do something like that with your concerts.
Right.
But what have you been up to this week, Ben?
This week, I finished my show this week in one of what I think is one of the best performances I've ever had.
Oh, I
in front
missed
of an
it.
audience. Yeah, you
Apparently,
did.
I went to your show and it was like the worst.
Yes,
one.
Edgar went to the night when we had our worst audience. Nobody laughed at anything. Completely quiet the whole way through.
Me, Eric, and Elias, when we went to see, we were carrying the audience, if that's a thing.
Of
like,
course, of course.
we were like
But
half of the reaction.
But it's not like, as a performer, you don't want to say that an audience was bad, and that was really wrong for me to say. But it's like
No, but they didn't receive it as it's
they
not
didn't,
received.
which doesn't mean they didn't like it. Like you guys liked it, and sometimes, especially when you're out in the park in that heat, getting a response from people is really, really hard.
Shakespeare's
but-
pretty confusing
Yeah.
to an extent,
Yeah. But we had like, oh my God, there were so many people there, Edgar, on Saturday.
The final day.
Yes,
Was that the
our
last one?
final day. And I think it also helped. We had to cancel one of our shows on Tuesday because
So they
one
all
of our
kinda
actors-
flocked,
Yeah, I
like,
think they
yeah.
all kind of flocked to this final performance. And gosh, there were people like spilling out of the aisles and people who had to stand up in the back, like where the bricks are.
Yeah.
And they had to stand up back there. And there were people like sitting on the hills and on the benches just listening to it. It was just like the
Was
most
it like double or triple the amount when I went?
I would say it's like 4 or 5 times more. It was huge.
A good amount of
Edgar.
people went, but I would have assumed that like this is pretty full because I have no relevance.
Yes.
Like, I have nothing to base it off.
It
of.
was huge. It was ginormous, and it spilled off everywhere. And like, I have a lot of like aisle entrances from the audience, so I had to like dodge some of the audience members because they're just sitting in the aisles, and I'm like, oh gosh, But every joke I did, like the audience reacted well to it, and I was really, really happy with it. And the cast and crew, they were such a beautiful group of people, and I really enjoyed working with them.
They received it
yeah.
well, like everyone,
Yes.
the audience well.
Yeah, it was well received.
I still enjoyed your show. I still liked it. I just felt like our audience, like, as you said it mildly, was bland, like, or just didn't, not a lot of people got the jokes.
Yeah, but see, like, there's a part in the show where I rip off my shirt. When I when I ripped off my shirt in your audience, it was like, and in the other audience, when I ripped off my shirt in this one, there was like one side of them were just shocked, one side of them were like whistling and cheering, and the other side were laughing. So it was, and I had to stand there for like 20 seconds. So
Like a
for the
sitcom?
audience, yeah,
Like
for the
in a
because
show?
that's what you have to do,
Yeah.
because otherwise nobody's gonna hear your lines. But then, so in that play, I jump on a pillar, I rip off my shirt, I hump the air, and then I run
Yeah.
around in circles. And so I rip off my shirt, they cheer for 20 seconds, I jump off, they laugh, I hump the air, people like laugh but like also scream like oh my god, and I run around and I have to wait another 20 seconds. But there's no better feeling than that as a when you're doing a comedic piece, is that thing of
I don't know if you've seen the recent Boys season 3, but the meme with him, like Homelander, he's like he's like smiling, like, so, like, this is funny, like, that y'all like this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like that realization as like an actor that must feel so good. I mean, I
yeah.
experienced it. It's like, wow, this is actually funny because you've been
Yeah.
rehearsing and no one's been laughing.
No,
You
yeah,
just
no,
hear
no one's
silence.
been there. Yeah, it is crazy. I mean, we had good reception from most audiences. It's just this one was it was beyond belief.
Yeah, the one I went to, Ben would like do something, it'd be silence, and then in the background you hear like, woo! like,
Yeah,
we like
because-
whistle, like 3 guys are like cheering.
Yeah, and our friend Eric and Elias went, and you could hear them going, you know, in the background, and I had to try and keep a straight face the whole time, but it was very funny.
Nice.
But yeah, other than that, Edgar, I did.
I've been wanting
have-
to. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I know.
We couldn't talk about it the 2 episodes ago because
Yeah.
like we might get like in trouble for like disclosing this information.
Yeah, and I'm new, and I don't want to. Yeah, but I was in a dub. I have been in a dub before. A dub called The Rising, or no. I don't remember it. It was the Heroes Guild or something like that. I was
Banished from the Heroes Party or
Banished
something.
from the Heroes Party. Thank
Yeah.
you. But I was Walla. But for this one, I'm actually play characters. in it.
Yeah.
They're actually named.
You could
you know.
You can like, that's the voice. Like you can
Yeah,
distinctly
could
say
go,
like that's
Ben.
me.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly. Yes.
What's the show called?
The show is called. The show is called
Daily Life of
Daily
Immortal.
Life of the Immortal
Yep.
King. Yeah, and it's I don't know entirely what it's about, but I know that it has 2 seasons, and it's it's made by a Chinese manga,
Yeah,
but made by anime. You know,
It's
in
originally
Japan.
dubbed in Chinese. That's the original language. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which is really interesting. But actually, a lot of people were very excited about this dub.
I
because
saw in the
apparently-
comments like,
yeah.
"Oh, the dub's here, great! I'm gonna watch it again."
Yeah,
Or, like,
exactly.
I'm now gonna watch this show because it's an English
Because
dub.
it's an English dub, yeah, which is fantastic, and I was reading those too, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. But yeah,
They're talking about me.
Yeah, if you watch it, I mean, yeah, they're talking about me exclusively.
Just
no,
me, like-
in the first 30 seconds, I do like you can find me. I play the announcer in one of the little bits that
That's
happens.
just you're immortalized for like ever.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and, like in the
it's a
greatest
lot of
format
fun.
ever.
It's a lot of fun, but it's just like, people think that you don't get that gratification unless you play like a named character and stuff like that. But for me, the past 3 weeks have been filled with just utter joy and happiness going in. I can't tell you which episode, but I did record a One Piece episode.
Woo! Oh
But
man!
I can't tell you where.
What a
and
feat.
I can't tell you when.
Who are you playing? Kaiju.
No, I can tell you I'm not playing
Kaido?
anybody. I'm playing like townsperson A.
Luffy's dad.
Yeah.
Like,
However, I did
the One Piece.
Yeah, no, the One Piece.
The One Piece talks.
I did have a convo with Frankie, which is very because he would be
Dude,
he would be
that's
talking,
so crazy.
He would be talking in sub because they hadn't because they record the side characters and then they record the main characters afterwards. And so like for the side characters, then a different part of the story, and the main characters are still on Whole Cake, right, where they are in release schedule, and you would hear just like a Frankie, the sub version where he's like Maggie, and stuff like that, and he would say stuff, and then I would reply back to him. I'm like, this is so bizarre. I was like,
I'm
this
not
is
wacky enough to be in this.
I was like, this is crazy, but it's really hard because it's like the daily life of the Immortal King. I normally just play high schoolers, who like I play high schoolers and they're like, wow, she just made a death beam, or something like, yes, ma'am, or oh my God, this is so stupid, in the background, you play stuff in the background like that. And I just talk normally
Yeah.
because I sound like a high school student. But in One Piece, they made me, they went, you're gonna have to talk like you're explaining it to kids, because it's for everyone, but in its heart it's for kids, so I had to change completely, like to a whoa, like yeah, exactly, like one of the lines was like, oh, I'm sorry, and stuff like that.
What is the context behind that?
I did better than that, I promise, but yeah, it was just a lot of fun. It's been filled with a lot of happiness, and I'm if they just call me in for additional voices.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
if they just call me in for additional voices and I get to write my own manga, I think I would be a happy lad for the rest of my life. Now, that's not saying I don't want to play a character with with an actual
Name,
beat in the
like,
story.
yeah.
You know, I would love to do that, but right now I'm happy. So
Yeah, I mean, if you told yourself like last year that you'd be walking in the Crunchyroll Funimation Studios like more than once in 1 year, within like I think 2 months of each other, you'd be like, you're lying.
Oh no! I've been called in for 3 weeks in a row. So
Wow.
yeah. It's a
So
lot
that's
of
like
fun.
already like more than you like thought.
Yeah,
back
more
then.
than I thought, and
At the same time consecutively.
yeah,
Like,
and with like I don't want to toot my own horn, but without an agent is pretty impressive.
I don't mean to
would
brag.
say. I don't mean to
but
brag.
Pretty
but
awesome.
Without an agent, it is really hard to get into
That's
this.
man.
I've been trying for almost 2.5 years now, and
Congrats.
it's only just. I'm only just starting. So all the stuff that I did before, that's all pre-production. Now I'm actually like at just the start, which is crazy. But
it's like One Piece.
yeah.
I'm gonna start trying now.
Yeah.
With my story.
Exactly. And I didn't like. I want to say the director is famous voice actor Jerry Jewell. I hope I'm saying his name right.
He directs the dub for One Piece.
No, he directs the dub for the
Daily
Daily
Life
Life of the Immortal King.
Jerry Jewell has such a distinct voice.
Yeah.
He plays Psyche in the Psyche K, and he plays Principal Nezu in My Hero, and he voices
Hyoga in Dr. Stone.
and Licht in Black Clover. He has a really cool
For
voice.
One Piece fan, he plays Caesar Clown in One Piece. So yeah, lots of fun times, and it was fascinating because when he first said, "Hey," I was like, "Yeah, I know exactly who you are." I was like, "That's freaking Hyoga from Dr. Stone," which is really great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Who directs the One Piece dub?
Many different people.
Oh, so it's not just one
Many
person.
different people. Yeah, there was. I actually had a side director that day because they were a little bit busy that day. But there's many people. There are I think maybe 3 for like side characters and probably 2 for like main characters. So yeah, there's a lot going on. It's like a well-oiled machine for One Piece at Funimation because that's the main thing that they work on.
That's so great. I'm so happy
Yeah.
for you. Like, you also mentioned like your real quick because we had to cut it out before, but when you recorded that Daily Life of the Immortal King, you ran into Bryce Papenbrook. Sorry, not Bryce Papenbrook. Justin Briner. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't run into him.
Well, you didn't run. You saw
yeah.
him like in person.
I saw him. Yeah,
Basically,
and I was just I saw a lot of people who I recognize, and I heard a lot of like recognizable voices. It's just you can't like when you walk in to that, you have to treat it as a job. If I go in thinking
oh
like,
my god, it's him!
yeah,
Like
exactly. If I go in, see, I'm on this podcast and I can fanboy right now. But if I walk in there and I go, "Oh my god, are you Jerry Joe? Oh my god, are you Justin Briner? Oh my god," I would never work there again because if you do have to keep that excitement of a fan, but you have to treat it as an acting job. And the way how I've treated my acting jobs seriously and with devotion, it's been going well for me so far. So I want to put that also into my voiceover.
It really,
so,
I mean, it doesn't suck, but I really wish you had like an outlet because unlike a lot of other people who interrupt like actors like space and like when they're doing like their stuff, but like I'm pretty sure you amongst a lot of people just want to let them know you're great. Like you're doing a great job.
You can do that, and you can do that in public. Like don't worry. Most of those people. Like I actually before I got called into Funimation, I went to go see a show, 12th Night at Shakespeare Everywhere, and
you mentioned
Mike,
this Dragon Ball.
The guy who plays Master Roshi, Mike.
McFarlane?
Mike McFarland, yeah. He was there, and I was like, is that him? I was like, no. Because he was sitting in the front row across from me, and I was also sitting in the front. I was like, that's not him. And I opened up my Instagram, and he took a picture, and he said, "Sing 12th Night," and it was a picture of me. But he didn't take he took a picture of the set, and I'm just in it. I was like, oh. I was like, cool, I'll say hi to him at the end. And he was very happy to, he said, thanks, man. He was like, I really appreciate it.
I remember when you told me that your teacher was the voice from season 1, Aizawa from season 1, My Hero Academia. He was like, oh yeah, that's him. I'm like, really? I look up online immediately, like, oh my god, that is him.
Oh,
like,
yeah, Alex Organ. Yeah, Alex.
Yeah. He's now
Organ.
the voice of Lloyd.
He's the voice of Lloyd. He
Spy
gave
Family.
me my first ever acting job, and I'm very, very close. I like to think I'm very close to him. But
Yeah, it's just a funny moment. He's like, nah, that's not him. I remember, I think a famous like basketball player from the NBA came into my restaurant. I mean, not my restaurant, but where I worked.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's him. I'm like, I have no idea. I know nothing about basketball, but I looked at my Wikipedia. I'm like, hey, that's him. Like, he's on there.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to think how it just like changes your perspective.
When I worked at Cinemark in high school, Tony Romo was there on my first day.
Yeah, really?
And apparently I served him, and everyone was like, "Dude, that was Tony Romo," and I was like, "I don't know."
Cowboys too.
I was like, I don't know what he looks like. I still to this day don't know what.
I know what he looks like now. He's on. He's not an anchor. He's a sports broadcaster.
I thought you were gonna be like, he's an 8 out of 10. I was like,
no.
wait, what?
No, I do care about him and like him more as a sports broadcaster than I did as him as a quarterback. Because I don't like the Cowboys that much. But
right.
But even though we live in Dallas, but don't kill us. Yeah. I have been not so eventful. I didn't get something to meet like a bunch of famous voice actors like Ben here did. But I read a lot of.
I didn't meet them. I saw them.
That's way more than that. Anything. I don't even know. That's more.
But
that's
just
closer
to
proximity.
go back, they are at Crunchyroll to work, so I'm not going. I'm also there to work.
Yeah, he's not hanging out with them
so
at their houses.
I looked over there and I was like, "Oh, that's Justin Briner," and I went, and I walked away. You know, I didn't do. You don't do anything.
Way better than anything I've done.
Exactly.
But I know what you mean. It's not like you're like. So I took a tour of his house and we had some wine.
No. Yeah. I am there to work, and I want everybody there to like me and to keep casting me. So yeah.
Please do that if you're listening.
If you're listening, keep doing that.
Yeah, but I just been reading a lot of One Piece.
Oh,
Chapter
great.
200 now. So
200.
So you'll have to.
You're an eighth of the way there.
That's actually pretty more heartening, more uplifting now. Because I thought that'd be like, it's still like more than 800 chapters, but I'm like, two tenths there, kind of a little over 2.
Yeah.
A little. That's great. So you guys have a big episode to look forward to. One Piece content. Covering the Alabasta saga.
Alabasta.
Yeah. I got that done, and not done, but I'm reading that, and I got into The Witcher like a lot,
Good.
a lot. Like I actually look forward to playing the game now.
I think we should have an episode where we talk about The Witcher when you finish, because I think they already released the Witcher manga that they're writing.
Really?
Yeah, they were right. We talked about this like second or third week of our podcast.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that.
And is
it going to be a weekly or is it just one volume?
It's just going to be one volume.
Okay. That's still like good stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we can just have a Witcher episode, and maybe I'll watch the television show for it.
Yeah, well, I haven't finished it. I just saw one episode, but
I haven't.
Maybe we'll go through that.
Yeah, I've heard some very disappointing things about it. So and I'm a big Witcher
but a lot of
fan,
people like it.
A lot of people like it.
I
but
thought
from what I've seen from like book lovers, from the scenes that I've seen and the synopsises that I've read, right? It's a good show,
just not an honest
but
adaptation.
an awful adaptation, like one of the worst. So there you go.
That doesn't happen a lot. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, that
doesn't
happens
it?
every now and then, but still,
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be that successful for something that isn't as close to the source material.
I just don't think a lot of people are fans of the book. I think
They
they've
just
either
like Henry Cavill-
I just think
Henry
they've
Cavill.
played the video games. I think there are 4 types of fans: those that have read the book, those that like Henry Cavill, those who are completely new, and those who have played the video games without reading the books.
Yeah.
And I think that those last 3
Are the
they
ones that liked
probably
the most.
like the show. Yeah.
Well, it's enough to make it a third season now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
getting a third season.
Yeah, but
But I really like it. It's really fun. I'm now in Skellige.
yeah.
Which is-
Oh, you are.
Yeah, I was looking the original map of The Witcher. I'm like, where is Skellige? I keep hearing about it. I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
And then I go there. I'm like, oh, it's another.
Yeah, it's an entirely new place. Yeah.
Yeah, which is really cool. Beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
It reminds me of. I know this is like nothing like Colorado, but it just reminds me of one specific mountain like I was on. I'm like, hey, this is kind of like where I was,
Yeah.
which is really cool. And the first thing I do is pirates like raid your ship.
Yes.
And you crash. And oh boy, I spent like a good hour like looting everything.
Isn't
There's
that-
like a bunch of.
Isn't it just such a good like entrance to that like?
I lost my
It-
money. I'm like, I gave 1,000 crowns to this loser, and he like almost doesn't do the job. But then I see his dead body, like, yay, 100,000.
Yeah, you take it back.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
with profit. 'cause
Oh, I
got-
didn't know you could loot his dead body with $1,000.
It's like on the back because I
That's
literally
hilarious.
I looked everywhere, and his body was right behind the big boat.
Oh, that's great. I'm gonna do that next time. I've played the game like 7 times, and it just baffles me to hear my new friends or my friends play it like with a new experience because they do things, and I'm like, I didn't know you could do that, you know. Like, and I've done like I've tried to do every possibility,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, it's such a good like opening to that. You know, I've almost called it an arc. I mean, it kind of is.
Yeah, it's a new part of
know?
the story.
Yeah.
Big one because it's like your next big lead in finding Siri. You're seeing monsters. I saw like not a heartbeat. What was it? Siren. Like for the first time.
Yeah.
Those got annoying. Like,
Yeah,
really
they
fast.
suck. They
I have
suck.
to use like tracking bows to like attack them
Yeah.
first, and like which is like a pain. But it was really fun, and I was telling Ben like the
Yeah.
way I play is that if I'm in anything, especially like dungeons and caverns or like anything, I want to like look at everything because I don't want to miss any loot.
Yeah.
I don't, and like, and I have a tendency to loot everything. I'm like, oh, I can't run anymore because I have too much weight on me.
Right.
So that's just the way I play. But I'm having like a lot of fun with it. And I'm like now looking forward to. There are certain bosses I couldn't beat, so I'm like marking them down. Like I'm gonna come back when I level up because like I will kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was telling Ben that there was like one time where I was playing something. I made one decision, and I wasn't happy with it at all. I was like, I'm reloading the game.
Yeah.
It was when King Radovid, when I was chasing down someone he wanted, and I gave some diamond or something or some gem to one of his soldiers. He's like, I'm gonna tell him that we did a good job, and like, okay. And I go to King Radovid. He's like, how was it? We did all right. He's like, did you find anything? Yeah, I gave him that diamond thing to your men. He's like, oh, they told me they found it and that they had to save you, even though that wasn't true.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, well, they're lying. He's like, I'm disappointed in you. Get out. And he doesn't pay me. And I was like, are you kidding me? So I go back and do that again. And there was another option. Instead of telling him that they lied, just telling them, I don't think they're telling the truth, just doing it more politely.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you suck. You're like, I don't like you. I'm disappointed. Get out. And I was like, oh my God. So I have to go all the way back.
You gotta go all the way back and butcher.
Yeah,
those
exactly.
Guys.
I had to kill all of them. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I mean, to be honest, like I do feel bad sometimes about killing people in video games, but I don't feel bad. Like Redania is literally like the most racist.
They hate elves.
They hate elves. They hate magic users. They're just like the worst in the Witcher world.
I come back to Novigrad. It's like, oh, we're doing inspections now. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Luckily, I was able to get in because I was cool with Dijkstra.
Dijkstra.
Yeah.
Who
But
has just an amazing voice, doesn't he? Where
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, top of the morning," or he's like, "Geralt." You know, I love his voice, dude. It's so good.
yeah, I just like hearing the voices. Sometimes they're repeats of stuff that you heard way back when. He's like, where are you from? I'm from Temeria, all the way back in. And you're like, I've heard this 5 times already. Let me stop.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I love that they all have like their little things, where it's like, because in our world we say excuse my French, but Dijkstra says excuse my bourgeoisie, which is like a place in like in like a French kind of region in The Witcher. It's great.
A nice touch that a lot of them are English accents or different accents in English. When I go to Skellige, it's like Irish and Scottish accents.
It's
Which
based
is
on
really-
Ireland and Scotland.
Yeah, which is really cool because it's like an island. So like,
Yeah.
literally,
If you watch like the developer logs, they have they're in Scotland during it, and they're videotaping and stuff like that, and then you can see side by side comparisons of some places in Scotland and stuff. But yeah, The Witcher is like, I haven't played it in 3 years. I am waiting for because they're gonna do a new update for the next gen when it comes out. Supposed to come out next year, but I don't know if I can wait that long. Like I'm hearing you talk, it's making me itch to play it again, and I want to so bad.
Yeah, it's really fun. I was thinking of getting. You told me he's like you should get into games like Yeah, I was talking bad about Star Wars, not a lot, but like I was like when me and Ben were having conversations about like my disappointments with Star Wars, and Ben was like, "You should play Knights of the Old Republic or something like that." Was that the game that you told me about?
Yes, I
Yeah.
said that the thing that continues to make me a Star Wars fan is the Star Wars video game.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you told me to get that, but but I just found out. I know they made the announcement a long time ago, but I just found out that they're remastering the game.
KOTOR remake, yeah.
And now it's delayed. So
Yeah,
I was
it
looking
is
for.
delayed.
I'm gonna wait until.
But
then.
I didn't. Don't play Knights of the Old Republic. Play Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Star
Sorry.
Wars: The Old Republic with me.
Oh, okay.
And that's a game that came out in 2010. And they're continuously
So they're two different
updating
ones.
it. Yes, there's
Okay.
the Knights. It gets confusing. There's the Knight of the Old Republic, the Knight of the Old Republic 2, and then Star Wars: The Old Republic. And Star Wars: The Old Republic is an MMO. I don't like MMOs. I think MMOs are stupid. Like I just think that. But this is done by BioWare, who in the past, not recently, but in the past, they did like really good story content. And what we did, I played it with Eric.
Yeah.
And what we did was he played a Sith Inquisitor and I played a Sith Warrior, and we would go on missions together and we could watch each other's stories and like
Really, that's how it works.
yes, it's a lot of fun, dude. And we should do it, and then maybe we can rope Eric back in, even though he's a
So,
busy boy.
Are they connected, Knights of the Republic and then Old Republic?
Yes, they take place in the same time period.
All right.
And
No, but like
you know.
are they like sequels to each other? Like the
No.
games?
Star Wars: The Old Republic is Knights of the Old Republic. You have a set character who you play as.
All right.
You know, just like Fallen Order. But in the Old Republic, you create your own character.
Okay, I see. And
Yeah.
they're remastering Knights of the Old Republic, right?
Yeah, they're not Star Wars, because Star Wars: The Old Republic is still getting updates.
All right.
Yeah, it's a you pay it monthly, but you don't have to do.
Does
that.
it look its
free.
age, or
It's
does it
free.
just look pretty new and spick and span?
Oh, it does kind of look its age, but it's not like the graphics aren't what makes it fun. What makes it fun is playing with your friends, and you can own apartments and like buy stuff and the Star
you can
Wars
afford
universe.
a place to
Yeah.
live. You can
It's
eat.
great.
It's
You
like
can
a
eat.
society, but better.
It is. It's great. You can get an apartment on Coruscant and look out and like see all of Coruscant from your house and stuff like that. It really is a lot of fun.
You cannot live in
and-
Tatooine. And
No,
it's
you
like-
can live on Tatooine.
Yeah, but I don't
You
want
can.
to
Yeah.
because I've seen too much of Tatooine.
Yeah, but it's like me and Eric, we played like 60 hours of it, and that was only one storyline
Jesus.
of 8.
Wow.
So there are like so many more. Like right now, I'm doing a bounty hunter, and I'm doing it as a full Mandalorian. So I only it's just a lot of fun,
Yeah.
and we should check it out.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Because I was playing The Witcher, but I just got into Genshin Impact. I don't know. Have you heard of it?
Genshin Impact.
Genshin Impact. Sorry, yeah. I heard it was like, oh, it's like Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
but like anime, basically.
Yeah.
I was playing it. I just started. Literally just started. I only got like 20 minutes in, but I was like, I chose. You select English, and it's like the English dub. And I'm like, that sounds like Tanjiro. And I look at the actor of who plays this character.
It's him.
It's Tanjiro.
It's
Like,
Zack
wait.
Tyler. Yeah.
I like his performance better in this than I do in Demon Slayer. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm being- I just found it funny. Like Charmy Lee plays the small little thing.
Oh, huge voice actors.
A lot of
play.
dub actors
Yeah.
are in that game, which is
Of course.
I didn't think
you know.
for some reason I thought it was just gonna be in Japanese for some reason, which it
I
is.
mean, you can't
I
switch it. You know.
Yeah, but I just thought I didn't think actual dub actors were in that game.
Yeah. If I were to ever play, I'd probably switch. But it is a gotcha game, so I don't know if I'll ever play it. 'cause
Yeah,
I'm not
but
a-
I
I'm
just
not a
trying
big
it
fan
out
of
because it
gotcha
looks fun.
games.
Like,
yeah. It does. It does look like a lot of fun.
but I'm trying
yeah.
that. But I'm mainly focusing on The Witcher.
Yeah. You keep playing The Witcher, and I'm gonna like set up a whole bunch of stuff for you and me to play, like Terraria, Minecraft.
Fortnite.
'cause Edgar just got Edgar just got a PC, and we need to start playing some games on there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Definitely.
And we got news.
Yeah,
Ben,
let's jump into the news.
You got anything big, or do you want me to just start it off?
Yeah. I got something big, but why don't you just give us all your news up front?
All right, we're gonna start with some bad news. Unfortunately, the solo leveling artist Jang Sung Rak, or known as Dubu, sadly passed away.
What?
Yeah, the solo leveling artist who for the manhwa, so like the illustrator essentially for the manhwa,
Yeah.
passed away. which is unfortunate.
Wow.
Yeah.
We just like 2 weeks ago we read a note from him about the anime.
No, that was the actual author for the story. I'm talking about
Yes,
just
but
the
we read 2 notes.
Oh,
one
both
from
of-
Dubu and
oh,
one
yeah.
from the original
I see.
author.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, that is like
Yeah, I know.
that's
it
like
sucks.
one of the illustrators of our time,
and
like in terms of
what's,
manhwa.
And
Yeah.
what's so sad is that such a hyped
How did
series,
I not hear about this?
super beloved, and it's a fan favorite across all margins,
Yeah.
and is now getting an anime, something that we didn't think would ever happen.
Yeah.
And being done by a highly regarded studio, and now won't see the light of he won't be able to see it, unfortunately. As a
Yeah.
creator or a wannabe storyteller, that is something I really look forward to in the future. If I ever get to publish a story and then people like it, and then see it in a format that I really want to see it in anime, which it sucks. It's unfortunate that that happens, but
My God, he died at 40.
yeah, super young. It just really sucks.
Is there a reason?
I'm looking it up right now. I just have the main headline for it.
Yeah. Here, I have a note from the official Redice Twitter. Mr. Yang had been struggling with a health condition for a long time, and he passed away from a cerebral hemorrhage stemming from his condition.
I have a Redice's obituary. So this is what they said on July 23rd of 2022. The artist of Solo Leveling manhwa, Mr. Sung Rakjang, has passed away due to health issues. As his family wished, a small funeral was held at his mother's residence, attended by family and close friends. Mr. Jung and had been struggling with health conditions for a long time and passed away from cerebral hemorrhage stemming from his condition. We would like to thank the readers for all the love and support you've shown for Solo Leveling, and we ask that everyone prays for Mr. Jung to rest in a better place. The staff of Solo Leveling and all of us at Redice Studio pray for Mr. Jung, who had always held a deep love for his work and readers. Respectfully, Redice Studio.
Dang.
Yeah, just really sad.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. A1 Pictures is picking up the manhwa, making an adaptation based on the digital comic, which ended last year.
Yeah.
2021.
Yeah.
I think it's like 200 chapters or something like that. I don't remember. 179 chapters. 179 chapters of Solo Leveling was originally a novel, then became a manhwa, and which is super popular, probably the most popular manhwa of all time.
Yeah.
And is now getting an anime adaptation. Yeah, just no words.
Yeah.
I just can't believe it. Like, especially I would the saying, like, I want this to happen before I die. I'm pretty sure that was up on his list to see like his art come to life.
Yeah.
So now I will like watch that show with him in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all the bad news I pretty much have.
Oh my gosh.
Super unfortunate. But we'll always be thinking about him, and now I'm kind of compelled in honor of him. I'll probably pick up the manhwa, real soon.
Yeah.
But I do want to read the novel, but I will pick up that series really soon now.
Yeah.
Because it's unfortunate. Also got moving on with news. Shonen Jump number 33 survey results. It says last week, but this post came out July 24th, so just to know what the date is. It was it's supposed to be this survey was done in Shonen Jump for favorite chapter of the week. Again, this was posted in July 24th, so it was around that time or right before then. My Hero Academia came in first place for favorite chapter, along with Undead Unlock in second place and Jujutsu Kaisen in third place. Again, this is like only Japan, so it's not globally, because I know One Piece always wins like polls in those types of things. I love One Piece, but I feel like people just pick it as a favorite because sometimes like One Punch Man and My Hero have really been stepping it up in their chapters.
Yeah.
Sometimes like the chapter should go to them, but in Japan, like I see here that it clearly won first place, and it's just kind of cool to see and nice to know that people in Japan are like caring about that series. And then there was a question of the week, the question in the same place where that survey was taken. I was asked, which series do you think will end first? Number one is My Hero Academia. In terms of series, as in the big Shonen Jump category, so the stories that are going on right now, which one do you think will end first? Number one is My Hero Academia. Second place, Black Clover. Jujutsu Kaisen in third place. One Piece in second place, and then fourth place, Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
They're pretty much tied, One Piece and Hunter x Hunter, because we know One Piece is gonna take a long time to wrap up its final saga, and then Hunter x Hunter, it would have been way longer, but now that Hunter x Hunter is officially back, since Togashi is now gonna put out frequent chapters, he tweeted that he finished 10. You said, Ben? Yeah, which is really nice to look forward to, but that's just funny. It's like, oh yeah, One Piece, it's gonna take like 5 or 10 years, and then Hunter x Hunter, he might go on hiatus again, so we're just gonna keep our expectations at a down low. So, you got any news for us, Ben?
Yeah,
I have some more. I have like 2 more.
Are they on the Comic-Con vein?
No, they're just two other anime related. Three other.
Go ahead, bud. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Give me 1 second. Let me take a drink of water.
Yeah, I got some more silly stuff.
They're just more Comic-Con related?
No, it's not Comic-Con related, but it's just it's not silly. Like, some of it is serious, but it's more of like your news. From what I've heard, your news story is just more important. So keep going on.
Okay. Manga publisher Square Enix launched an international manga reading app titled Manga Upload in English, where you can read manga like My Dress Up Darling and Full Metal Alchemist in English.
Yeah.
So that's really good. Because
and don't forget Toilet Bound Hanako-kun.
Really?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I know that series is liked a lot by a lot of people.
Yeah, I know. I think just the name of it is just the most hilarious thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's just a ghost who haunts toilet.
It's a ghost who haunts a toilet.
Who haunts.
I don't know why it turned into a New Jersey citizen there, but whatever.
Fullmetal Alchemist, I believe, was published in Shonen Jump magazine. It's just I just don't understand it why I can't find it in the Shonen Jump app. I'm like, that's like probably like one of your most popular series on there. Why don't you have it on there to read for like manga readers? Obviously, you can buy them in physically in stores or read them somewhere else, but I just found that really weird. And a lot of people are getting to My Dress Up Darling, so now you can knock 2 birds with 1 stone with that. It's really cool to hear. Just give us more manga. Just give us more access to like read this stuff. Slam Dunk ? Even if it's digitally, can I just find a place to read it like properly? You know what I mean?
Well, I think Slam Dunk was Viz, but yeah.
I know, but still, I want an outlet, to do that for me.
Right.
On other news, Ruby Dragon by Masaokoi Shindu is entering an indefinite hiatus due to the mangaka's poor health condition.
Who dat?
I don't know. Ruby Dragon. It's a Shonen Jump series. Let me look it up. I think I might recognize what the cover is or what the character looks like. I'll show you it real quick because I'm not familiar with it. I just saw we have another mangaka, on a hiatus because of surprise, a health condition which shouldn't be happening. Yeah. Oh, it's this one. You've probably seen. It's on Shonen. It's featured on Shonen Jump app.
Oh yeah, I know that chick. Yeah.
Is it not good?
No. I just know that chick because she's everywhere.
Yeah. That's her in the official magazine. She's on. Yeah, she's on. I've been seeing anytime like a new series comes up on my Shonen Jump app, like it's relatively new, or if there's a really sick cover on the Shonen Jump magazine, they'll feature it on the app, and I'm like, hey, who's that? Or like, hey, that's cool. This girl's being featured a lot, so this series is relatively popular and up and coming. I think this is a new series. That's really unfortunate if that's the case, because someone getting on a hiatus this soon because of physical conditions. Yeah. This soon, that sucks. That is not good news. I have other stuff related to that, but it's more Marvel related, so we'll talk about that later. And the last one on my bracket, at least manga and anime related, before we get to Ben's, and then we'll move on to the next topic. This is not really. I mean, take it as you will. Some might think it's controversial because of how your stance on this person might be, but nonetheless, it is. Pretty big. If my thing just wants to load for like 1 second. Ben, can you vamp for the audience while I try to?
Yes, I can vamp. So earlier today, I was walking and talking and speaking to my cat. And my cat, actually, speaking of cats, I just need that for an idea. If you are interested, I do have a one-shot. It's always in the link in the description below. It's called 2:03 a.m., and I'm working on another manga just after that. So I'm working on 5 different one-shots, and we're going to see where it comes from that. So if you're interested, go down there, leave a favorite, rate it whatever you want. I don't care. Just check it out. Do all that stuff. Also, make sure you guys hit the subscription. Here's just a little halfway through point here. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We are so excited to share all of our ideas and thoughts about manga, anime, light novels, all that stuff. If you enjoy manga and anime and all the things coming out of Japan, the Manga Monday Show is here for you. So be sure to hit like, hit subscribe, do all that stuff. Go onto our Instagram. Follow us on there for some shorts. Follow us on the Manga Monday Show shorts. I know I haven't been updating that very recently because a lot's been going on in my life, but we're always trying to do better and all of that stuff. Also check out, we are reviewing One Piece arc by arc in individual videos, and the editing I think is getting better every time. So just check that out. So yeah, just join us on this awesome journey, and we would love to hear from you in the comments and all of that stuff. When we get enough subscribers, we're gonna ask you guys for polls on what we should read next. What should I read that Edgar has read? What should Edgar read that I have read? What should I watch that Edgar has watched? And vice versa. And maybe do some older things, some stuff that we watched in the past. I know we want to do a review of My Hero Academia movies, and all that stuff. So we got a lot of exciting things coming for you soon. So yeah, that's all I can vamp for.
So this is I found the article. I originally saw a post, but it is controversial, and you might take it as you will.
Okay.
Regarding whether your stance on it.
I'm already judging you.
And you're probably gonna abstain from it based on the topic.
Okay.
Ben, but it's real quick. I'm just gonna throw it out there. So, the actor for Broly, Vic McNog. How do you pronounce
Vic Magna?
Yeah, he has started a new dubbing studio. Him leading it, and he's and Houston has a lot of traction. They picked up 2 exclusive anime with him directing and acting in it, along with other actors. He is starting a new studio with him at the head of it. And people just kind of, are like, a lot of people are supportive, and then some people are because it's not really. I mean, he was accused of doing some things, and there was lawsuits and whatnot, and it was kind of dropped kind of left hanging, but still those accusations were there for what he did. Do your own research, because I kind of don't want to say too much.
Well, it's since I'm very close, to all Dragon Ball things. There was some stuff that happened at a Comic-Con, and he got accused of some things, and then the whole the cast of Dragon Ball kind of didn't want to be you don't want to be associated with that as an actor,
even if you're accused.
And then a lot of people started pointing the fingers at the Dragon Ball cast, which I just don't think is right. I mean, it was the height of the Me Too movement, so they the actors were doing what they thought was morally right. But I don't know, I have nothing to say.
Yeah, because I don't have that much information on it. And even on official articles, it's it says the lawsuits were kind of left in open air, without an official judge sentence or not sentence. You know what I mean? An official final thing. And like Ben said, sometimes you just can't. We don't have that much information, so take a stance, if you will.
I don't think anybody has enough information to make a stance,
in
my opinion.
So, but for those of you who know that, obviously Funimation kind of just dropped him, or they're no longer working with each other, because he was a big actor. He was in Soul Eater. He was the lead in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and a lot of people love him for that. And a lot of people wish he'd come back for those of you who are supporters of him. I say that in a good way, of course, because I mean I'm not saying it like, oh, your supporters. Again, take it as you will, because I don't know what to think of it. But he is starting a new studio.
Okay.
He has a Twitter. He posted that, and he's giving out updates. And if you don't agree with that, either way, check it out, because that is happening. He is starting a new studio. He is directing, acting, producing it, along with a lot of other people. He has 2 exclusive animes to dub coming up soon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to.
I just want to say, it doesn't matter who you are. I think creating a dubbing studio right now is a bad idea, especially with Crunchyroll having such a hold on the whole. Like all the new animes have gone to Crunchyroll, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon, since it is the biggest, non-Japanese anime company in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think, because I swore I thought Spy Family was going to go to somebody like Bang Zoom, because it just looked like one of those shows that you were like, yeah, this is going to go to Bang Zoom or something like that. But no, and they've gotten pretty much everything. And there are huge rumors that they're going to get Chainsaw Man, and so but I mean,
yeah, so
I don't know who Vic Monogna is. I don't know. I've never met the guy. Haven't done enough research on it, so there's nothing I could say that to support or go against his company. It's just it exists.
So the company is Anime Matsuri, and they're creating a dubbing studio with him at the helm, basically.
Okay,
that's what it is. So it's already a company that exists. It's just that they're making a dubbing studio.
All right,
or a dubbing anime. So yeah, and a lot of people were like, "Well, really? I'm surprised by him doing that," or like, "Wow, I can't believe he's doing that. Like we should cancel him again or something like that." But like I said, take it as you will. Go do the research.
Do whatever you want.
I don't know. I don't know that much about it.
Do whatever you want. We don't care.
Yeah. But yeah. Ben, you can top off on what you have on news.
I'll top it off. I got some little news here. Today. We have just some nice little stuff from me. So this anime called Tatami Time Machine Blues anime launches on Disney Plus on September 14th. So Cinema Today reported on Tuesday that the television anime Tomihiko Momomi's Tatami Time Machine Blues, or Yojihan Time Machine Blues, novel will launch on Disney Plus in September 14th. It's going to have 6 episodes, so that goes with the Disney Plus kind of 6-episode theme.
I don't like that format.
Yeah, I don't either. It sucks. So in this novel, the Tatami Galaxy protagonist, troublemaking friend Ozu, gets the student apartment's only air conditioner remote control wet. Breaking it on a certain midsummer day, the student wonders what to do about the situation for the remainder of the summer and makes a plan with Akashi, an unstylish male student from 25 years in the future, arrives in a time machine. The protagonist travels back in time to try to retrieve the remote control before it's broken. So it doesn't sound very, I wonder if it has a connection with Tatami Galaxy, which is another pretty big anime that I think should get a dub. Because it's way too fast to read.
Really?
They talk really fast, yeah. So Berserker, or BRZRKR, anime series animated by Production IG, with 2 seasons planned. The quote-unquote Keanu Reeves Berserker, the Immortal Saga Continues panel at San Diego Comic-Con International announced on Friday that Production IG is producing the previously teased Berserker animated series. The panel also announced that it's going to get 2 seasons. Berserker is a brutally epic saga about an immortal warrior's 80,000-year fight through the ages. The man known only as B is half immortal and half god, cursed and compelled to violence, even at the sacrifice of his sanity. But after wandering the earth for centuries, B may have finally found a refuge, working for the U.S. government to fight the battles too violent and too dangerous for anyone else. In exchange, B will be granted the one thing he desires, the truth about his endless blood-soaked existence and how to end it. So yeah, I'm guessing Keanu Reeves is going to play the character, since the character is designed off of him. So yeah, this one's pretty big. Yuki's Tabata's Black Clover manga is going to return on August 1st. So we finally have a date. We knew it was going to come around, this week.
Yeah.
But this year on 35th issue of Shueisha's weekly Shonen Jump magazine revealed on Monday that Yuki's Tabata Black Clover manga will be back on August 1st. The manga went on hiatus for a planned 3 months in April to prepare for the final arc, or the wording could also be translated for Final Saga, so it's another one of those things where we don't know what it is. But yeah, I was supposed to catch up at this point, and I'm only on like chapter 75.
That's a good amount. It's not
a good
that.
amount.
It's only like, it's more than 200, I believe, but I think it's less than 300 chapters. I could be wrong.
Yeah. We'll see.
But still, that's a good amount.
Yeah. Edgar, you can't watch this sadly, but there was this cool One Piece 25th anniversary video that tracks an epic journey across Ichiro Oda's office using the 3,463 pen nibs that he used to write the manga.
So does it have like spoilers in the thing?
Yes, it does. So it's like it follows his pen nibs like across his office, and it has like all the panels, his favorite panels from the entire series, and at the end, like it all creates the shadow of Shanks giving the hat to Luffy and stuff. It's a really emotional and really commemorative, YouTube video that was really nice. So yeah, check that out. Remember, Edgar, when we were at Kinokuniya a couple minutes ago and you checked out Booty Royale and you were like, oh, look at this, booty,
Yeah, because as a joke, guys, I wasn't like looking at it like, hey.
You were like, hey, hello. Booty Royale's Ryu Takato retires from manga industry.
What?
So manga creator Rui Takato announced on his Twitter account on July 10th that he is retiring from drawing manga. Takato's statement is unclear whether his retirement will be permanent or temporary, as the author alternates between wording that implies both. In addition, his ongoing Booty Royale, Never Go Down Without a Fight, or Haguri Idel Jigo Kuhen manga will go on temporary hiatus due to the retirement. Takato elaborated that he had been planning the retirement since last year, and it is due to circumstances at his home, which is making it difficult for him to constantly draw manga about. Regarding Booty Royale Never Go Down Without a Fight, Takato stated that if the situation in his household changes, he might consider continuing the manga. He added that he is satisfied with his work on the manga as a hybrid battle manga, and that the series was constantly sold well. He also noted, however, that his motivations for continuing the manga was not high given the circumstances surrounding the production of the manga. Interesting. The manga had, and then the article I got this from, it said this, and I laughed for like 10 minutes. It said the manga had entered its climax in July 2021. Oh my God. And I was like, bruh.
Is that a joke?
I was like, oh my God.
Is that a pun?
Seven Seas Entertainment licensed the manga under its Ghost Ship adult imprint, and it describes the story as thus. 18-year-old karate expert Misora Haibaru moves to Tokyo to pursue her dream of becoming a famous singer. Unfortunately, her sleazy handlers trick her into the adult entertainment industry instead.
No.
Oh no. Oh no. I didn't read this before. Her only way out is to survive a martial arts tournament where she must fight her way through 100 lustful male opponents.
Yeah.
Yeah. If she loses... What? I don't want to read this.
Wait. I might bleep it out, but just keep going.
If she loses, she will pay the ultimatic.
Yeah, so she just does it if she loses. Like, just force her to.
Hey yo. Hey yo.
I'm picking it up, baby. I'm going back.
Going back.
So he's writing this. You said it's not received well, or is it?
No, he said it's received very well.
So he just retires rather than just in the middle of writing
towards
this?
the end. It's the end of his story, the climax of the story.
But it's still like it's still discontinued as of right now, right?
Yeah. So as of right now, he's finished. But it seems like that something is going on in his household. Maybe he has a kid who is at an old enough age to know, like, Dad, what the heck are you writing?
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
because he said that because of the way he. Oh.
Yeah, or maybe his wife is like, "Oh my God, I can't
You
like
can't keep
stop.
doing
I
it.
can't. You can't keep doing this." Maybe
Honey,
you know.
it's a drawing. Please stop.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe one of his relatives had to come live with him. Maybe one of his parents is at that age where they have to move in with them again, and he can't keep writing it. But
I hope it's not. I hope it's
know.
nothing too bad. Like,
Yeah, no, I don't think
if he likes,
I don't think it's bad.
if it's being received well, and if he enjoys doing it, I hope he can keep going. Like,
yeah, and also I don't know. It might also be a situation where he started writing it at a young age. And now,
he's like,
I can't do this anymore. Like,
This
I'm
is
35.
This is a bro moment.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
too cringe.
He's like, I can't draw anymore. Like, I just can't.
I need to touch grass.
Exactly. He's like, I can't do this.
Well, a lot of people still do it, but
of course.
if he does enjoy doing it, hopefully he can find either the time or like he just keeps doing it. If you just keep doing what you like doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that is funny.
Yeah. So this one, Edgar, I sent you an Instagram post about it, and I posted it on my Instagram story, and I was like, whoa, oh my God. It's not anime related, but the series is very anime inspired. So there you go. Avatar: The Last Airbender, Ben Stegmaier's favorite television show of all time, reveals the subject of its first animated movie. And this was in Comic-Con, so this will lead straight to that. Paramount and Nickelodeon have 3 animated Avatar films in the works. Last month, Lauren Montgomery, Avatar: The Last Airbender, was announced as the director of the untitled first installment. And today at Comic-Con, there was more news about the first film at the panel for Avatar: Braving the Elements, which is the podcast with Legend of Korra actor Janet Varney, who plays Korra, and Dante Bosco, who famously plays Prince Zuko in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Varney, who was not there in person, made the announcement via a video that was played in the room. She stated, "The first feature-length movie from Avatar Studios will be focused on Avatar Aang and his friends, and I, for one, cannot wait," which she said holding a copy of the novel Avatar: The Rise of Kyoshi, which a lot of people have theorized
We'll get a movie.
That's what the second movie is going to be about, Like, it's not that surprising,
but I know everyone is hyped.
Yes.
Just for it to continue.
Yeah. I just want to preface, there are some quote-unquote fake news going around, articles.
News.
So Polygon, which is genuinely a very good website to get news and stuff like that, they kind of stretch the truth a little bit. Some websites...
They TMZ'd it.
Yeah. Some websites such as Polygon have reported that it will be about Avatar Aang as adults. And in the comments of that article, people are saying, I wonder if they're going to talk about Aang being a bad father, And you're like, first of all, the worst part of Legend of Korra, the second season, please just erase that from my history.
Yeah, let's just not count it as canon.
Yeah, exactly. And this isn't true. This was never stated in the, what time period
that we're getting adult.
Yeah. But they
group
said
Avatar Aang.
Yeah, but they said it would be around the same time and take inspiration, if not based on the comics.
Yeah, because I just saw posts saying Avatar confirms 3 movies and it might be about this, but the headline picture was adult, illustrations from Legend of Korra of the Team Avatar Aang.
Yeah.
And people just automatically assume 3 movies, and it's just the group of Avatar, Team Avatar. Everyone's like, oh, we're getting Avatar, adult versions of, basically entire stories of them.
No.
So nothing was confirmed
that
yet.
They said the only thing that was overheard, and this was a rumor, because, it's a panel and people walk up and they can ask stuff.
Yeah.
And somebody said young adult, which could mean hundreds of things, that could mean 28, that could mean 17 or 16, so that could mean anything. What we do know is it's going to kind of take place around the comics or be based on the comics, which Aang is around 15 to 17 in the comics. So,
he was 13 or 12 by the end of the...
I know they're not going to do it, but I do wish for their artistic freedom they would make Legend of Korra non-canon and remake the series, because they were... If you don't know, Legend of Korra went through basically production hell, and Nickelodeon gave them one season, and so they wrote a pretty good first season. And then Nickelodeon was like, "Oh my god, everybody loves this. I'll give you another one." And then they did a second
like,
season,
"What?"
and and they were like, "What?" And they were like, "Okay, we'll make another one." And then that didn't do too well, but it still got the viewership numbers. So they were like, "You can make two." And then they made the third one, which was the best one, but everybody was so disappointed. Or a lot of people think I still think the first one is the best one, but a lot of people didn't like the second season, so stopped watching the third season.
Yeah.
So a lot of people dropped it. And then Nickelodeon, the fourth season, they aired the first 2 episodes on Nickelodeon, and then the remaining episodes were aired on Nickelodeon.com and weren't given television releases.
Wow, that
so yeah,
sucks. That's your
so
fault,
that's why many people are like, "There's a season 2 of Legend of Korra," or they were like, a lot of people are like, "I don't know how Legend of Korra ends," because they
honestly don't.
because they never saw
All I
it.
know, in slight spoilers for those who haven't watched it,
Yeah.
I haven't either, but I probably won't watch it.
Yeah.
She loses the avatar state, like
In
she
season 2,
she
yes.
breaks the cycle. Apparently.
Season 2 is some of the worst. Like, I think the first season is very good. I don't think anywhere in Legend of Korra it gets to the point of Aang, because in Legend of Korra it's basically 4 different short stories told in 12 episodes, whereas Avatar: The Last Airbender is this one giant journey through 3 seasons. You know,
They have a plan in mind.
exactly. They know at the beginning of the story, Avatar Aang, Sozin Comet, you know, the Fire Lord, and those are the 3 main things.
Yeah.
Legend of Korra, they don't have that. Legend of Korra is already a pretty developed character in the first season because they thought they were going to have 1 season.
Yeah, they
So,
literally
yeah.
skipped the part of her being bad at other elements bending wise, so they didn't have to go through the progression of her
Exactly.
learning them.
And it also, like, the second season, it does things for the power levels that make you think, like, that people are like,
Also-
"Oh, Korra could beat up Aang so easily," and you're like, "Bruh, like that, you know that they made this second season, like, they pulled it out of their butt because they didn't know."
I
you
also
know?
saw that people were like the earth bending was like weird because they can levitate rocks, like
Yes.
telekinesis wise, instead of movement and hit that would like change its direction rather than
and like everyone is a metal bender, which makes it very
like not it's not unique
special.
anymore.
It's not special anymore.
Lava
you know?
bending. Some people don't
lava
like.
bending. A lot of people do that, and yeah.
I saw the only good thing or the cool thing that I saw was like Zuko's grandson was voiced by Dante Bosco.
Dante Bosco, and his
there's a
name-
cool fight scene with him like around Aang's statue. That was like the only cool
Yeah.
thing that made me kind of
And
want to
his
keep
name
going.
his name is General Iroh. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that is a good scene. He's riding in like a plane, and then he crashes onto Aang's statue, and he hangs onto him, and he goes, "Oh, thanks for saving me, Aang." You know, it's really nice. But the first season, the best parts of it were the backstories, were the flashbacks with Aang as an adult and Toph and Sokka. But what they mistakenly do in the second season is they kind of kind of push dirt into Aang's story so that Legend of Korra can be kind of, in a better light. It's like if you like carved a statue, right? And then there's this much better statue right next to it. Like that's like golden and stuff. And then you wipe the carvings off of it onto the other statue and you're like, what the heck? Get this off of here, because they were like, because Aang's kids, they told Tenzin, who is Aang's only airbending kid, they told him, hey, like we don't think Aang was that good of a dad because he paid attention to you more. And I'm like, cap. That is cap. And I know people say, oh, it's because of nostalgia. And I'm like, no, it's because of the way Aang the Avatar was written. The man who did not kill the Fire Lord, who refused to kill basically the Hitler of that earth because he is so pure. I refuse to believe it. And the only way they can get past this is if they make it as like his kids, they were kids, so that's what they thought, right?
Yeah.
But also just redo it.
We don't have to go through this.
Yeah, we don't have to go through this. And also it messes up the spirit world in an awful way.
Yeah.
Like it makes the spirit world not this mystical like realm. It makes it just kind of like this other dimension.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is with weird, and like the creatures in there like talk, and they do talk in the spirit world, but it's not like you know, like it's not like the fairy tales in ancient Japan, Korea, or China, which is what the spirit world in Avatar: The Last Airbender was based on.
It just looks. It also feels like historic and ancient.
Yeah,
like because it like all these creatures like had connections to like past lives from like centuries and eons ago.
Exactly.
And they've known other avatars, and it felt like this is a cool place because like it's history where it's like stand still.
Yeah,
and it's really cool. But I remember seeing pictures and like still frames of like the spirit world, and Legend of Korra was all colorful and like I'm like, what the heck? Like it's
so weird.
It looks like an alien world.
It's so weird. And I'm also like, it's just so weird. And also the exclusion of characters like Sokka, or you know,
why
it's just like why would you ever do that? Or you know, make Katara an old fragile woman. Like, come on, Katara at that age would still be, you know, kicking butt. She's the best waterbender of all time. I'm like, come on. There's so much uninteresting choices that they made, you know. And I don't I actually like Korra, and I like a lot of the new characters. It's just I don't like the circumstances that they put in this world to make it happen.
That's how I feel with not Star Wars, not really. There's something else that kind of reminds me like that, where like I like the ideas and the concepts they had, and a lot of the characters, the execution was just not done well. And I'm sure a lot of people feel like that.
Yeah, my pitch for it: make it non-canon and just redo the series, but in your own vision, in your own complete vision, so that these Avatar movies, they don't have to be beholden of what happens in Korra.
Nickelodeon doesn't have any rights to Avatar anymore, do they?
They do. It's Nickelodeon. The three owners are Paramount, Nickelodeon, and Avatar Studios.
And Paramount's the main one back in the movies right now, right? Am I too soon?
Well, Paramount owns Nickelodeon. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like wondering if, not that they are gonna do them make it not canon, but I feel like Nickelodeon would be in the way of that. I don't know, but they kind of didn't care about it.
Nickelodeon didn't care about Legend of Korra very much,
Never
so
mind.
I think they would be down for it. But like, do that, and then also you could do like a series about Avatar Wan, so that you can redo his story. You know?
Yeah, he was. I saw them. That was a cool concept, showing the first Avatar.
Yeah, exactly. Give yourself the artistic freedom, and I understand a lot of people like Korra, but don't you think it would be much better if they actually did what, you know, their artistic vision wanted to do, rather than having to do like a rushed version of all of it, you know? Like, that's just what I think.
Yeah. I have just one more anime thing before we just move straight into Comic-Con. I'm sorry.
Sure. No, go ahead.
Because I just discovered it. I'm like, hey, that's cool.
I got one thing from Anime Comic-Con too.
Okay, cool. You mean Anime Expo? Or the Crunchyroll Expo?
It's from Comic-Con on it's from Comic-Con.
But it's like anime related.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. All right, the Quintessential Quintuplets movie.
Wow.
Yeah. Celebrates an expanded screenings in Japan with new visual.
Yeah.
It's had a stellar run for the past 10 weeks and just now left box office at the top 10 in Japan with latest reports. But it won't last long because 91 additional theaters will be screening the film starting July 29th. So it'll be getting an extended run, and a new visual was to promote this one. The 136-minute sequel film of the anime adaptation, which is supposed to complete the manga series. So this is the end of the series. So this movie will complete it. Despite its small numbers in theaters, so it wasn't screened a lot in theaters before, it still made second-place debut with an impressive 267 million yen. So that's like $2.09 million. On 200,000 admissions, a little bit over more than that. The film was also critically acclaimed. They ranked number one in Film Mark's first day satisfaction ranking, with an average rating of 4.15 out of 5 based on 520 reviews. So it was super successful, and it reached a milestone over 1 million tickets sold just last month. So it's getting. So they were like, we're going to put it out again. We're going to keep going. I know Japan always keeps their movies running for a long time. Remember, Demon Slayer only ran for 2 months in the States, but I heard it ran for half a year over there in Japan, which is crazy. So I'm not surprised that they're redoing it here now, even though it had a small, release now. But they're doing it again. But I don't care about that because I want to see it. So why can't you premiere? It's been like 2.5 months, which is usually the gap you get between Japanese movies and then when they release it here, and we still haven't gotten it yet. So I want it. Give me it. I want to see it now. So, but either way, that's great to hear that it's doing successful and it's gonna keep doing on great. Ben, last news before you Comic Con. You got something else.
Well, this was
Comic Con related, but yeah.
So Junji Ito wins the Eisner Award for the Love Sickness manga.
Oh.
The 2022 Will Eisner Comic Industry Awards revealed its winner for the Comic Con International event on Friday. Junji Ito's Love Sickness, Junji Ito's story collection translated by Jocelyn Allen, manga won the year's Best U.S. Edition of International Material Asia Award. Ito said during a message read at the event, "I have a strong attachment to this work, and I still cherish it very much." Love Sickness, Junji Ito's story collection competed against the following other works in the category: Chainsaw Man, Kaiju Number 8, Shimiru's Robo Sapiens, Tales of Tomorrow Omnibus, Spy X Family, and Haro Oso and Kataro Takata's Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. Really, any of these could have won, but Junji Ito he's brilliant with his absolutely horrific horror mangas.
I saw the meme of the bus, like the happy guy and the sad guy.
Yeah.
Like Junji Ito's the happy guy looking at the sun, and then you see like on the opposite is Miyazaki from Studio Ghibli, who's known as like a not a great dad and pretty depressing guy who doesn't like anime himself. So like it's just funny how like guy who can create horrific horror manga in great detail is such a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's actually really nice and is a pretty happy, good vibes guy, which is really fun.
Yeah, definitely. That's great.
Yeah, but I always see his stuff. I know him anywhere. Every time I walk into Kinokuniya.
Yeah, there's so many
Barnes
of
and
his
Noble.
books.
Yeah, I was like, yikes, that's creepy. I know who that is.
Yeah.
But this section's now just to cover everything that was kind of announced around Comic-Con or at Comic-Con regardless.
Yeah.
Let's do I want to talk about House of the Dragon real quick.
Okay.
I saw the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie to you. It looked pretty good. And it looked a lot better than Lord of the Rings, the Amazon series.
Yes, but that Amazon series looks like it's a Netflix original.
It looks like a YouTube original.
Yeah, it does look like a YouTube Red original. Yeah.
I'm like, isn't Amazon like one of the most like richest like companies in the world? Don't you think they have a better budget? But yeah, House of Dragon looks good. I don't know if we talked about it or if I mentioned it before, or if I've already known this, but I just surprised how much George R. R. Martin is involved in this series. He's writing it too.
Yes, he is. Which I'm just going to say some of the best Game of Thrones is his season 1, and it's the episodes that he writes and directs.
Yeah,
like those are the best episodes.
And it also clicked with me that this is based off the book Fire and Blood. Is that true?
No.
Fire
and Blood, I believe, is a book from the Song of Ice and Fire series. But hold on, let me see.
No, I thought that was the prequel one that dealt with the Targaryens. Am I crazy or am I crazy? I'm going to look up House of Dragon and see if it has an adaptation.
Oh, it does. That's right. I read this.
I was like, I'm pretty sure.
I read all of these books, but I to be honest with you, Edgar, after the failure and disappointment of season 8, and season 7, and probably some of season 6, I put it far in the back of my mind because I know we're never going to get another book ever again. Yeah. But yes, it does.
He's doing literally anything else other than finish Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Including this. But what has me, I'm surprised on how much people are still very much looking forward to this. But what has people, expecting a lot of good stuff is it's based off canon, content written by George R. R. Martin. Everyone knows that the first 4 seasons had stuff backing it, very strongly based off the books. And now we have something like that, except Fire and Blood is finished. So what they can do is either this series will wrap up its entire story, and George R. R. Martin, him writing it as well alone is a good sign because he's involved with the writing. Because everyone knows that he also helped to write the first a few seasons of supervised the first few seasons of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So it's looking a lot like the early seasons of Game of Thrones that we could be getting here. This show could do pretty well. It could do really good. So I was curious to think of your thoughts if you are going to be looking forward to this, or if you might check out an episode, or if what this could mean or something like that. Or
I'm a fan of the actor, especially the male actor. I don't know his name.
Matt Smith.
Yeah, Matt Smith. He's very good.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of a lot of the actors. I don't.
Olivia Cook's in this.
Olivia Cook's in this. Yes, I'm not a big fan of the wigs that they use.
Yeah.
I think they look stinky.
Looks a lot better than Lord of the Rings.
Yes, everything looks better than Lord of the Rings, but I expect more from HBO.
However, this is exclusively HBO Max instead of on HBO the program on television. So it's
I think this is exclusively HBO Max, so this is not going to television.
No,
dang,
I don't think so. Yeah,
rip to the days when I would watch HBO and I would wait for it with my dad and be like, oh my gosh, it's coming on.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know, but I do have to say I am impressed with some of the scenery. I am impressed with the Iron Throne.
They changed the design.
The Iron Throne looks similar to how it looks in the books. Because in the books, in the show, it's more of
just the throne.
I always took the show in the direction that they're going, that they're trying to make it more like our world, like our real world. Whereas if you look at illustrations from the books, High Garden is actually this garden that is like extremely high, and beautiful and gorgeous.
Castle Rock is a castle made of rocks.
Yes, well, no, but I don't know. I mean, but also sometimes I would always be like, I think as the seasons went on, it kind of got more mediocrely realistic, right? If you watch,
they just didn't add any big set pieces because they already established them basically, so they didn't add anything new.
Yeah, and everybody started wearing gray, and everything started looking gray. Whereas the North always kind of looked blue and white. Whereas King's Landing always looked orange and red. With those colors, and they were fascinating. And all the houses, they would wear their colors. But in the Battle of the Bastards, as much as I love that episode, everyone's wearing gray and brown, and you can't tell.
The Battle of Winterfell, everyone's apparently with the Night's Watch because everyone's wearing black,
and you can't tell who's a part of House Stark, who's a part of House Mormont, who's Karstark, who's the Boltons.
That's because they're easy to CGI out.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that the design of it got so mediocre as it went on, because if you look at the first season, the way that they did Winterfell, Winterfell looks so much more gorgeous and majestic than it does ever again. Yeah. I always think that they did King's Landing very well.
They did everything. I mean,
but also King's Landing, it changed. Have you seen the comparisons between King's Landing, season 1, season 3, season 5, and season 7? And it's the landscape is just completely different.
It's just way bigger.
Yeah, and you're like, well, no, it is bigger, but it's also the front of King's Landing in season 1 is trees, and it kind of has a mountain, but then in season 8 it's a desert in front of it.
Yeah,
and you're like, what the hell is this? Why did they do this?
When did it just have a wall and nothing else around?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But so the design, but this one looks a little bit more colorful. It looks, especially when the Targaryen reign. The Targaryens are more about that blood curdled red. That's their house sigil. The blood curdled red with the with the golden dragon in the middle. So it's kind of like that. I am a big when it comes to Game of Thrones lore and Lord of the Rings lore, I would like to say I'm a professional at it. I'm not a professional in the sense that I went to school for it like other people, but I spend a lot of time learning about the history of the Blackfire Rebellion, the War of the Ninepenny Kings, and that's something I would like to see more than this. I'd like to see the Blackfire Rebellion and the War of the Ninepenny Kings, but this will also be very good. but like I said, I like that they're changing some things to make it look more mystical.
Yeah.
Because specifically, the history and mythos of Westeros is really based on, like, who is that? Who's the English guy who made the squid monster?
You
Demon.
mean the Kraken?
Yeah, no. Oh my god.
Oh, you mean you mean the author?
Yeah.
Who made the Cthulhu?
Who made Cthulhu? You know
Something
who I'm
George
talking about.
Hart something.
Yeah, search that up. But a lot of it, like to the south.
H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft. A lot
He has
of a lot of
dog
the
with
mythos
a cat with a questionable name. Don't look
exactly.
it up.
Yeah, but a lot of it is based off of that, and it always felt like it would always feel like that. That like what was happening beyond the wall was that mystical thing, and I thought that's what the show was doing. But I thought the show was being like, okay, this is the real world, but beyond the wall, it's this mystical thing coming for us.
Yeah.
And of course, there's the comparisons between that and global warming and stuff like that. But it just kind of like that kind of just went through the wayside, you know. But
this looks.
I am cautious,
Yeah.
but
I'm just surprised and shocked. Like I said before, a lot of people are looking forward to this, and it looks a lot like old school Game of Thrones. It's about politics. It's about war and succession.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be like the next king?
And this is like every set of Targaryen has dragons. So this
it's
like Russia and the United States having nukes, basically.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like a dynasty and kingdom we've heard so much about in Game of Thrones at its prime, maybe.
It is at its prime.
Yeah,
yes,
like
it is.
which is really interesting.
It is really interesting. But I always thought the most fascinating things about A Song of Ice and Fire was that they didn't have those dragons,
and it was like a myth back then.
Yeah, and it is fascinating when Dany comes to Westeros with these dragons, and she wants to come as like a heroic savior, but all of Westeros is like, holy God,
we're gonna die.
Holy God, we're all gonna die.
PTSD.
Holy God,
they're in the trees.
exactly. And I think that's so fascinating. But yeah, am I interested in this? Yes, and since it is based off of a book that is written and George R. R. Martin is leading it, which is what he should have done the entirety of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. But yeah, this show's coming out August 21st. So look forward to that.
Sorry, guys, I was being such a nerd about Game of Thrones.
That's okay.
But,
I expected it when they brought up Game of Thrones. But
it's been a while since I've been able to talk about it, so
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the lore. And
yeah,
all
but that was
stuff.
like one of the many things that was announced
Yes.
in Comic-Con.
Probably the most popular non-Disney thing.
I would say so, because obviously Disney and Marvel had like the biggest lineup ever. What else that isn't DC? Yeah. Shazam, the sequel. The sequel to Shazam came out.
Oh yeah.
A new trailer for Black Adam came out. While those look promising, it's still like kind of like, man, now with Ezra Miller like wreaking havoc all over Hawaii and ruining his career, there's like not even a glimpse of hope to see the end. Or will that movie even come out? The Flash sequel, because of Ezra Miller is what he's doing? I feel like for them to release that,
I think they are going to release it. I think
who's gonna see that then? That's like a
yes, I know, but to cut a movie because of one horrible person's multiple actions, but there's thousands of people who worked on it and who are probably proud of it. And so I just think not to release it would just be such a slap in the face to all those.
But everyone
who
who does watch it is like, wow, so much promise, so much what a future, and that like the last work of Ezra Miller probably. But even then, even if that was a success, no more Snyderverse. So but even though Shazam still takes place in the universe that Zack Snyder created, along with Black Adam. So, but yeah, they're still getting more content, and I'm only looking forward to the sequel to The Batman and Joker. Those are the only DC things I'm kind of looking forward to. That's pretty much it that I can think of. I think The Sandman, which is a DC comic related series is getting an adaptation, a show
Yeah.
coming out next week, I believe, or it's already out now by the time of this recording, or still
Great.
soon. But I don't. Other than that, DC, I got nothing much to say for really. So let's just hop straight into what Marvel had lined up.
The multiverse saga.
Well,
This is what this saga is called.
Oh, the saga.
Yeah, the saga
Starting
called.
phase 5 is
Yeah, this is
moving
called
forward?
the multiverse saga.
So what
which
is
they
this saga
announced.
then?
This is the multiverse saga.
Oh, so even phase 4.
So phase 4, 5, and 6 multiverse
Oh,
saga.
okay, I see.
And then phase 1, 2, and 3 is the Infinity Saga.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I knew that. I just didn't know this counted too. I guess that does because Spider-Man No Way Home and all that.
So we got She-Hulk, Attorney at Law.
Not
which,
watching that.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm excited. Daredevil is gonna be in it.
Yeah, you can shove as many characters as you want in there. It doesn't look good.
I think it looks all right. I don't think it looks. You know. Which and I like when she breaks, you know, the fourth wall and stuff like that because she does that in the comics. But I think it does look more interesting than like the Miss Marvel and
Until
all that
Ben,
stuff, you know?
I'm ready to get this phase over with. Just give me.
Yes.
I'm just looking forward to again with still mild caution, because of my disappointments. But still, the next few phases look promising.
Yeah.
But we got that, and then what's next after She-Hulk?
Secret Invasion.
That's
got
the next thing before.
This is what was announced in order.
Oh, I see.
So Secret Invasion was announced with Samuel L. Jackson's going to be leading that. Going to be the lead in this series.
Ready to get some more scrolls. Apparently, it's going to be dark. I don't know. They said that for a lot of the series. So.
Yeah.
But they said the same thing for Moon Knight. That wasn't even that much of a difference between what we've been getting before. I feel like Winter Soldier, in terms of theme, feels darker than Moon Knight.
Yeah.
I believe so.
No, I think so too.
It's a more serious tone and
in the sense of mental health though, I think like it's pretty serious. Like episode 5 was like one of the most serious things I've ever seen Marvel do.
I guess it wasn't like anything so shocking to me. But it does look cool. We'll get to see where Nick Fury has been all this time, and his dealing with the Skrulls might obviously tie into the Marvels. The Marvels or the Marvels? I don't know.
I think it's the Marvels.
The Marvels will tie into that, and a lot of people are saying that's going to tie into Secret Wars because they both have the name Secret in it. But what else was announced after that?
So yeah, hold on. I'm trying to find like a phase calendar of it. I have phase 5. I know there are a couple things of phase 4. So we had Wakanda. You know, that's gonna come out.
Wakanda Forever, the sequel to Black Panther.
Yeah.
I'm looking. Well, let's see. I'm not like hyped for it or anything, but I'm just interested in to see where it takes with the passing of Chadwick Boseman. It doesn't look like they're casting him.
No.
So which is a good thing, because they really care about him and they want to commemorate his because his legacy.
He did it brilliantly too.
Yeah.
Like he was awesome.
Yeah. So and it looks like. It now looks like it might not just go to Shuri. It looks like it's deciding. This film will decide, who it goes to. It could go to Nakoya. I don't know what the other girl's name is. I forgot what her name is.
Yeah, I've also heard since the guy from the sea is in there. I don't remember his name.
Namor.
Yeah, Namor is in there. I've also seen that. Remember how in the last Black Panther, Warmonger said to throw him into the sea? A lot of people think he might come back revived, like he was revived by them, because like if they throw him in the sea, which is what I want. I think that's perfect. I think he should come back as Black Panther and take up the reins. I think that is what should happen.
Okay.
That's what I think should happen. But it also looks like T'Challa has a baby in this. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder who. But either way, look, Nakia, there you go. Or Nakia. I don't know how to pronounce it.
What do you think of the trailer? You enjoy it?
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I like how they remix traditional songs with modern,
I love that.
Modern rap R&B type hip hop, it's really cool.
Me and Edgar like the first Black Panther movie, but we think it is overhyped. I don't think it was the greatest.
It was overrated and overhyped. The fact that it's still in like top 3 highest rated Rotten Tomatoes, which still you shouldn't take Rotten Tomatoes seriously regardless. But the fact that it's that high is dumb, and that it's the only MCU movie to get a best film Oscar nomination, which doesn't make any sense. Which I felt like was just pandering to the black culture and audience. Which I feel like if I was like in that group, I'd be like, come on, like it's not like you know. It seems like
and it was the same year Logan came out, which just had some of the most raw, like in terms of acting in a superhero movie. That's the best. Like it's not. It's not even a.
That's on Disney Plus now. Rated
yeah,
R.
it is.
Along with Deadpool,
Along with
1
Deadpool.
and 2.
Well, announcements coming soon, surely.
Yeah.
But we still enjoy it. We don't think it's a bad movie.
Yeah,
in the
I will.
slightest.
I will be watching it in theaters, but
Martin Freeman's in it, baby. Woo wee!
The only white guy, baby.
Yeah, let's go. Martin Freeman's one of my favorite actors.
No, I love
of
Martin
Hobbit,
Freeman.
You know.
I love the because of Sherlock.
Of course. So going on to the next phase, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
This does look interesting.
This looks fascinating. And
it confirms Kang the Conqueror. Sorry, Kong.
Yeah, Kong the Conqueror.
Kang the Conqueror is in it.
He is.
And it shows that they also released it along with they announced it along with the poster, the visual poster.
Yeah. This is sooner than I thought. It's coming out February 17th, 2023.
Next year.
Yes, but it is the beginning of next year. So it's gonna be interesting, and it looks like Casey is going to be, who Scott Lang's daughter is going to become another member. But I did see one clip from it, which which looked very interesting, and it looks like this is going to be more serious because there was a poster that was released, and it is an official poster. Did you see this? It was the Ant-Man helmet, but it's like half of it was blown open and stuff.
I think so.
Yeah, this one is going to be serious. You can't bring Kang the Conqueror in and not kill somebody.
Yeah, this will directly tie into the Avengers film that they announced.
It makes you think that Ant-Man is once again going to be a big part of the Avengers films once again. I hope.
He was really. I really liked his thing in Endgame.
Yeah, but there was a scene that was released, and it was Ant-Man was like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Kang," and he tells him, and he asks him, "Are you an Avenger?" And he says, he does say, "I am an Avenger." And he goes, "Have I killed you before?"
Oh.
And he goes, "What?" And they have like this conversation, and he talks about like how his multiverse, how his universe basically means nothing and stuff like that. And he does give the line of, "I'm an Avenger. Well, I'm a conqueror," because Kang the Conqueror is the main villain in his multiversal self. So,
yeah. Which is crazy. A lot of hype towards that. What was next after that?
Well, after that, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
That's also coming out pretty soon than I thought it'd be.
May 5th, which is going to be the end of the Guardians.
And they did say it was going to take a more mature stance in story. There was, leaks from this the trailer that they got. Gamora's coming back. Apparently, she's a leader of the Ravagers.
Yeah.
From what we saw.
Yes. Peter Quill. Chris Pratt got a little bit emotional talking about. He teared up a little bit.
Yeah, so it was another hint that this was gonna be something serious.
And he talked about how Peter Quill's story in this is he has to realize that people from the different universe, they aren't the ones that he knew that he loved, and he's coming to terms with that in this story.
Yeah.
And God, what a freaking what an arc to go through, like, man, it's just awful.
The title, like the logo title of this is in gold, so you're like, no, Adam Warlock is gonna be in it, because they teased it in the second movie of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. And the actor's brilliant, who's in it.
Yeah.
The guy who's from Bandersnatch, he's great.
There's always one guy who everyone forgets about, and then all of a sudden he's hot, and everyone is simping over him.
Yeah, of course.
That's this guy right now. Everyone's like starting to realize that he's hot and like bulked up. So it's just really funny.
Hopefully there will be some Guardians left over, and they can be in like the next Avengers movie.
I think they announced who the villain was for this film. I just don't remember. It was somebody kind of important.
I do think this is Dave Bautista's last film, though, so they're probably going to kill Drax off.
I don't know. That's because he doesn't matter to kill him off.
Yeah. After that is Echo, which okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Who cares?
Again, they're shoving in Vincent D'Onofrio and
Vincent D'Onofrio is going to be in it,
and Charlie Cox as Daredevil and
and I liked Echo and I liked Hawkeye. Hawkeye was one of the better.
I liked Hawkeye. I just kind of didn't care about Echo that much. She was like, "Okay, can we get this over?"
I think she's cool. I think her like being able to tell vibrations from from her like touch and feel is a cool superpower.
I just felt like this is like another one of those like if something happens in Marvel or like where attention wasn't given, it's like this show like shouldn't have existed because like it's just another content here. Like it's another one of those where I'm like, we don't need this. Or like it's no.
All right, let's start blazing through some of these because a lot of these we don't have much info on. So Loki season 2, we don't know. Are you excited for that?
Yeah,
good.
Actually, Loki was one of the few shows that I actually liked.
The movie The Marvels.
But it does look big. You know, it's Kamala from Miss Marvel.
Kamala and
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, and who's the black lady from the black lady from WandaVision? She's gonna be in it.
Yeah, because she has powers. And
Yeah,
she knows Captain Marvel as a kid.
Yeah, so they're the Marvels. So that'll be interesting. Blade is gonna be good.
I have no context, but people are hyped.
Yeah,
Muhammad Ali, or not Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, Ironheart.
Ironheart,
which is supposed to be.
I thought it was gonna be about Harvey, you know, the kid from Iron Man 3, but apparently it isn't.
Apparently it isn't,
But whatever.
Yeah. But we talked about this a couple weeks ago that we were like, is it Ironheart or Iron Wars? Iron Wars is still happening, and that's going to be the show with who's the actor who plays Rhodey? Yeah, I don't know.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
But they should bring back the villain from like the villain from the second movie, the guy who was like hiring the
you mean Hammer?
Justin Hammer. Yeah,
Don Cheadle.
Bring him back. Don Cheadle. Bring Justin Hammer back. That'd be great.
I also meant Mahershala Ali is playing Blade, not Muhammad Ali the boxer.
Jon Snow's gonna be in there too.
Yeah.
Kit Harington. Agatha, Coven of Chaos.
Not looking. I don't know why you're making a show about her.
I
don't really care.
Idea. I have no idea either. Daredevil, Born Again.
I am excited for this.
This one is exciting.
And it's not in the stupid 6-episode format. No. Thank God. It's 18 episodes.
18 episodes. So there was a meme from the third Daredevil season where he's talking to Kingpin, and he's like, I beat you, and it said the 6-episode format on Disney Plus, and he's like, I beat you, and so it was so
when
funny.
When you're gonna realize that you can't tell a good story in 6 episodes, you know, losers.
Captain America: New World Order. I'm very excited for this. It's gonna be led by Sam Wilson. That's gonna be great. And then of course we have the Thunderbolts, which is going to be basically the Suicide Squad of...
I thought this was another Iron Man thing related, but I have no idea what this is.
So you remember Thunderbolt Ross? He was the, he was the main villain in the first Hulk movie, and he was the guy who pushed the Soviet Accords, the guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
But sadly, his actor died recently.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be him. It's going to be probably one of his assistants.
Will Martin Freeman be in it? He
I
plays
don't know.
the nephew or son of that Lieutenant Ross.
He does, but Martin Freeman's more nice. This is gonna have to be led by somebody who's a
he doesn't. Not play him, but like since he's related to that Ross in the MCU,
yes, I know,
will he be involved in it?
But the Thunderbolts, like they're supposed to be more anti-heroes, and I think
so. They're superheroes. Or?
They're anti-heroes, so it's like the people in the Thunderbolts in the comics are the U.S. agent from so they're more of like
U.S. agent and what's her face from the Black Widow.
Yeah, Yelena. Those people.
Oh,
so they're going to be. It's going to be a more like they do what the heroes can't do. They
Moon
do
Knight,
the more
maybe?
like dark missions. Maybe
sneak them in there.
Yeah.
I might watch it for that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that'd be fun. And then we got a couple of things in Phase 6. They don't know what all's going to happen in there, but we got the Fantastic Four. We know that
everyone's
going to kick off.
Yeah.
They're
strong
going to kick
start.
off Phase 6. Strong start. And then we know what the Avengers is going to be leading towards, which is weird that they know the title already. Because
usually they built up the hype, or they would think about it more once they get closer.
Well, they knew Avengers Infinity War pretty early, but they just didn't know Avengers Endgame. They just didn't know the title.
Yeah.
Because I remember me and Edgar were going to rehearsals like in 2019, going like, oh, I wonder what the name's going to be. Like, oh, I heard it was going to be Avengers Ironheart or something like that, or Avengers
Final War.
Final War.
we thought Secret Invasion was gonna be the movie back then, like, which isn't, but that's funny.
Yeah. So we started off with Avengers: The Kang Dynasty.
King the Conqueror
King
is
the
gonna
Conqueror, of course.
So, and if that doesn't play, it seems because now that he's gonna be in a big Avengers movie, they might fail, and
they might fail in Ant-Man too.
But but with the next Avengers movie coming after that deals with the multiverse, they might fail this movie too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what's the next one called?
The next one's Avengers: Secret Wars, which
everyone knows.
Secret Wars in the comics is like this big multiversal war where you get multiple different versions of characters that we know and love. So obviously, Toby and Andrew Garfield's gonna be in this movie. So it's going to be interesting.
We might get to see the original Avengers who are passed away.
Yeah. Things that we haven't seen in this, Edgar. No Spider-Man. We haven't seen anything Spider-Man.
See, that was confirmed, but it just wasn't announced in the slate of...
okay.
So Spider-Man 4 is confirmed, and so is... what was the other one?
Deadpool.
Deadpool 3 is confirmed, and so was...
We just don't know where it's going to be.
I think War Machine show was still confirmed, but they just
Iron
didn't...
Wars, they just didn't say it,
And... they also showed. I talked about this with you a lot already, but with the Spider-Man freshman year, how that's no longer about Tom Holland's Peter Parker like prequel story because now it involves like Doc Ock.
Yeah, I think it definitely was going to be.
It seemed like it because like freshman year, like so like when he got bit by the spider, and we'll get to see like a story, of how it became Spider-Man, but apparently not anymore. So
I don't know.
Which is unfortunate. That was the only reason I was looking forward to that show. But now it's just like a what if but extended cut, like just a story about another Spider-Man. But that's unfortunate. A lot of Marvel content.
Yeah,
it looks a lot promising. Everyone who either hated or is disappointed by the recent slate of films and content we've been getting with all these shows of Phase 4 are very much looking forward to, or like. Okay, now this is different. Now we can tell that we're going somewhere with each thing filmed. You can tell that this is where it is. Yeah. And a lot of people were saying, well, this is just to introduce characters and this is just to start off where like, yes, you're right, but they could have done it so much better.
Yes.
I feel like there could have been a much, simpler way. There's a lot of issues, a lot of reasons why all these issues came up, like meddling in post-production and writing and with, just no coherent plan or whatever.
I also feel like they don't know what to do with the after credits scenes. If you don't have anything interesting to do or funny, like I enjoyed the Doctor Strange one at the end because that was funny. But if you don't have anything interesting or funny at the end that leads to different movies, don't do it.
Yeah. Where is Harry Styles gonna do?
I don't know. I heard he's gonna be back, but yeah.
Is Eternals getting another film?
I hope.
I don't even know how they're going to be involved in this.
I hope not.
Yeah. I know like Secret Wars has a lot of characters. It's just even then leading up to that, it's like there's too many characters.
Yeah.
Like I get it, it's the MCU and it's like supposed to be all these characters, but like for us to care, you have to like either stop with these stories that we kind of like iffy on, or just write them well because so far. With half of these shows, or like almost half of these shows, have been subpar or not received well by like the general audience.
Yeah,
or at least divisive. That's not obvious. Even if you love any show, you can tell there's a lot of people who don't like Loki. There's a lot of people who don't like WandaVision, even if you like it. It's like it's hard to turn away from that because like that's just what it is. But like I said, I want to get this phase over with. And I have some promise. I have high hopes.
Yeah.
More realistic expectations, because
Yeah, and that's where I think Kevin Feige does really well, because I don't think any of us, when Iron Man and Thor and Captain America were coming out in the first phase, we were like, okay, and now they are, box office greats.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think we're going to see Robert Downey Jr. back. I do think
Evans.
we're going to see Chris Evans. I do think we're going to see Scarlett Johansson back. Maybe as their original selves, or maybe since multiversal time is kind of wonky, it could literally just be their selves before they died.
Ben, you made a point that with the multiverse, the X-Men are heavily involved in the Secret Wars.
Yes.
So like we better be getting X-Men stuff before then.
Yeah, I think if you are going to bring in X-Men, Like, I think you can. I don't think they should be in this universe. Like, they kind of tease that Kamala Khan is a mutant, but I don't think that they can be in this universe done well. I think this universe is going to garbage. Like, genuinely, I think this universe is going towards the epitome of a black hole, and it's all thanks to Sylvie from Loki.
In terms of the story, not like the writing.
No, not the writing. I think I like.
Some people might think that, but like
some people
in terms
might write. But I've liked a lot of parts of this phase, even though if a lot of it just failed to meet the hype. But I do think that they're going to what the comics often do, which is that big reset button, which is a gigantic multiversal war. Or maybe there'll be a universe where like it'll be a universe where all universes are like mixed together or something like that. But I think if you do have Secret Wars, you gotta have people like Hugh Jackman back. Come on. Like, you got to have Hugh Jackman there. You got to have Toby. You got to have Andrew.
Well, you just have to have the X-Men just done well. Because if they really just try to cram them into the story, just introducing them here, it'd be tough.
It would be tough.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Just wait until after Phase 6.
Oh,
like they can do this, call it the Infinity Saga, do this, and then make the Multiverse Saga, and then do the next one, and it can be called the Saga of Mutants or something like that. I think that'd be cool.
Destin Daniel Cretton, the director of Shang-Chi, is set to direct Avengers: The Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
Really cool.
No Russo brothers. Really interesting.
Yeah. But have they announced the director of Secret Wars? Because they still could
No, but I heard that it's not them. So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
I still think the best of the MCU was under their belt.
Yes, Infinity War is probably the best.
Winter Soldier,
as well.
Civil War, Endgame, Infinity War.
Yeah.
4 great films.
Yeah.
If those aren't in your top 10, I'm not gonna judge you, but like they generally usually are because they're just great. But that's surprising, and I remember them hearing that they were interested in doing something else Marvel related. But that's pretty much it. There's we missed a lot of stuff, but this is all the stuff that we generally care about and that that we heard about. If you're interested in Japanese content, manga, light novel, everything that Ben said, but I'm doing it way better.
Yeah.
Follow us, subscribe. We're pumping out stuff. We're gonna milk it. I can't say anything else.
Right.
We live in a society. I have nothing else to say. We'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye.